March the 15th, 2018. I'm Dana Durnford, your host, the Nuclear Proctologist.org. And you can find these videos and Fukushima presentations at Beautiful Girl by Dana on YouTube. And we are live streaming at my current site, the Nuclear Proctologist.org on YouTube, due to the goblins. Japan. For the first couple of years, I used to spit. I used to say Japan. Now I have a lot of compassion because I understand how much trouble they are in and how deep of water they're treading in. I'm here to help you, so don't kill me, okay? It's only a few bad elements there, and we're going to deal with them, help you deal with them, and get these skeletons out of your closet. The thoughts of finding another planet is ludicrous. We got 8 million other species. They deserve us to protect them. We have to treat Fukushima like it's meteorites from space, yeah? Turn that down for you, my apologies. We got to treat it like it's a meteorite from space. We got to give up the bigotry and the racism and the bias and work together.
I'm touching myself tonight.
And that's not a solution to the future. More kids are. And the aliens didn't show up and fix the shit, so now we gotta get busy. And this radiation from Japan has spawned supercell storms at 200 miles an hour wind average. And we've seen St. Martin's last year in the Atlantic get hit with a 262 mile per hour gust, stripped the vegetation, stripped the highways in some places. It limbed hotels, wrote them off. I'll fix that, but I didn't fix that. Now what? So I'm glad I see Elaine there tonight, your moderator. She's having some difficulties out there with the internet. Now, I did have comments on last night, but it didn't show up. So I suspect somebody was coming along. They wanted to keep it out of the chat room. I don't know. But that was very difficult when I realized that. One of those rare nights where I don't check the chat room until the end, and then there was no chat room. I was, man. And so we're going to be leaving on the expeditions for sure, coming up somewhere the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to show you a bunch of little clips and pictures from the day to get you up to speed. It's been a very long day. Then we're going to hit the headlines about halfway in. On the bottom of the hour, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we should be hitting the headlines hard at that stage. And let's just jump right into today's entourage. Today was another day of just nonstop. Where you two, Dan? I don't see data. I hear him, but I don't see him. It's okay. I'll fix it, and then I'll be right with you. Bear with me. There's a lot going on. We've got taken down several times. And so I got to get to 9.9 off this morning. Not even tell that. Turns out it was a lot to it. Now you can see I have actually, these are 12.5 gallon tanks on the Zodiac. I have 3 of them. And over there you can see I have them all plumbed together with individual. I just got normal plumbing and just soldered it all together, and I put shut-off valves on it. So all of my tanks can run through my filter, the big Raycor. But anyway, the power supply for the little 9-volt, because it's electric start, is looking pretty rough there, Dana. Okay, yeah, maybe. No, Dana, it's looking terrible. Shame on you. Yeah, okay. So I had to hack that off because that's not coming apart. Despite the fact that I got stupid amount of tools to get the job done. Couldn't get the job done without taking out the old knife and sawing through it. Okay, finally got through that. And then I get over here and I break one of those pegs. One of those pegs right alongside of me. You can see the other one over there I got broken. Let me move myself over and point that out as we get into this. So that one snapped off all the way back to the threads. So there's nowhere to put a wrench on it. And it doesn't like vice grips for some reason. So we got 2 of these. They're going to be replaced today. I can't take a chance. The other one's fragile. Now that engine hasn't got a lot of hours on it. Yeah, you guessed it. The only solution is to get in there and turn it down a bit. My apologies. I'll move myself over a little bit. Just before we get into the headlines for today, because we're getting ready to leave on the expeditions, we got to get the fleet ready. And if you're not familiar with that, let me switch gears for a second. So that's the Zodiac I'm working on right now. And that's 3 of the boats together. We'll be taking all 3 of them together. I got to change that kicker. You see the black kicker on the red Zodiac? What we're going to do is we're going to go out and do species counts along the coastline of British Columbia, like the map I showed you just now. And we have what's known as an extinction event. So for a lot of people, like, you're pulling my leg, are you crapping me? Nope. So what I do is the most horrific criminal on the planet. I take pictures of the coastline and compare it to previous pictures. Dana, Dana, what's wrong with you, Dana? Why would you do something like that, Dana? The nuclear industry can't survive if you show the truth of what they're doing. Sorry, I got my voice pitching. Well, I went out and documented an extinction event, okay? All right? And you can fill the beaches up with people. You're still not going to find the species. I went out and done the entire beach. I didn't have a big crew, I had me. And so the job had to get done. And we took around 2,000 pictures on each of these beaches. That's what kind of criminal I actually am. Yeah, I know it's disgusting, but I'm the only person on the planet to actually do something like this, and that makes me a criminal. I shared it with the world. How dare you, Dana? I got 6 gag orders when I came ashore for going out and taking pictures of the coastline and calling them lawyers, so to speak, in the industry. A few of them got upset and didn't like fingers getting pointed at them. Next thing you know, Dana's in jail with 6 gag orders. We call them activism in Canada and worldwide. 6 gold medals for activism, not 6 gag orders. But a gag order is so if I say something, I get a big fine, thousands of dollars, and I go to jail for each time I say something that I'm not allowed to say concerning the nuclear industry. So I always got to be careful what I'm doing. I'm always skating on the edge of the ice on the pond, just waiting to go through the ice, because I won't give it up. I don't got no off switch. I apologize for not being able to shut off what they got done to our planet. So I went out and documented. You can see the species are missing. Seriously, they're missing. And the problem with this story is I got such a big personality. That kind of makes it rough on everybody. Because I got a personality. I can be a sweetheart or I can be a tyrant if I got to be. Well, that's not really true. I'm totally negotiable. I'm a completely negotiable person. I'm not unreasonable. And I do the job of an investigative forensic journalist. And I go out and I document it. I put the information together. I share for you. You can go over to my website, nuclearproctologist.org, and upload the pictures. Okay? You want more pictures? Because you can download those pictures, bring them to your local marine biologist, and ask them to blow me off. Ask them to pretend that didn't happen. I double dare you. Back to the story. So we had a long day, incredible day. I just played that for you. So inside of there, I'm trying to beat it off with the hammer early. That didn't work. Back to the grind. It was entertaining anyway. There we go. Keep clips going, Dana. There's the criminal right there. You can see I got it grinded and mauled and broken down, but it reciprocated and broke me down a bit too.
See, it grinded a hole.
Oops. It's okay.
Trying to get this friggin' motor off.
That's okay. Oops. But hey, I got the motor off, didn't I? There she blows. So all the motors are going to be using are 4 strokes. The fuel injection. Every time, like a charm. Even that 8 horsepower that's on the Zodiac, we flipped that over, right? It ran better after I flipped it over and put it in the shop, you know?
Freaking motor's big, eh?
I said that was a nightmare to get to the truck because I'm not healthy like the average person. But anyway, in the truck she goes, off to the shop. Off to the shop we went.
Dropped the motor off to get it repaired. Now gone.
Now gone.
That's now gone.
C'est la vie, motor.
Job well done.
Job well done.
So, Root, we dropped the motor off. We dropped the little outboard motor off. We dropped the motor off. I didn't have that on. Danger, danger. We'll leave it on for a few minutes. That's the ventilation.
I couldn't get them to come on, but I got it. It turned out the fuse wasn't in its right place, so I got it working after.
I'll turn off the fan here in a little tiny bit.
That one comes on, but the other one wouldn't come on. That one's kind of wired in. That's the depth gauge. Fish finder. I'll just shoot through these next couple of clips coming up. Can't burp. Can't get it to come on. Turns out the fuse doesn't twist all the way in. Took it out, looked at it, put it back in, twisted it, and it went all the way in, stayed in its place. It's got a little spring inside the fuses, separate set of fuses. Now, that means I got to go pick up the motor. They decided they're going to get it in the shop, so we're going to put the tightening pegs in because I got them broken. That's probably going to cost $100 time he installs and gets the other one out. I couldn't get it out. I gave up on it. I said put new ones in each side because the other side is driving me nuts. And it's got, if I got to repair it along the way, I don't want to be stuck in a position where I'm fighting with it. And so I'm going to burn the money on that. Because it's in the shop, I got to get it running, right? We got to have that thing running. So I would imagine it's just the carburetor's gummed up and the float is stuck there. And so they'll just take it and clean it and get it in top notch. These are fuel injected. Just to be on the safe side, have them to do it. And then I'll go out and do some practice runs next week for a few days. So I got some veggies on the boat.
So made it all the way over to Texas Island.
Got 2 hours practicing today.
Enjoy it back and go home, get ready for tonight's show, where Japan says silence the activists.
We're almost through it. We had Joe come up alongside of me today. Meet Joe.
We got Joe and Dana's in a race.
Not really.
Joe's got a better sail than I do.
He's faster than me.
He's got more skill than I do.
He's got way more skill.
For sailing. Yeah, she looks great, Joe. She looks great, though. Beautiful sail.
I do, too. I really like that sail, eh? Thanks, Joe. Joe's the wharfinger where I'm tied up to. So I didn't sail back. Blah, blah, blah. I'll try to skip through the rest of it for you, but we got to tell the story before we get into the next headlines. Not a few minutes ago yet. But it's really easy me to sail. Now, yesterday we burnt the majority of the money
So 4.3 knots.
because we took her out 2 weeks
80
ago.
degrees off the center of the wind.
We're 80 degrees off, so we're making
Which
good
is
speed.
fine. We'll make it.
Just with
It
one
just takes
sail.
forever to go a long distance. But it's a great way to do it because you see everything. You're taking your time.
Yeah.
And you got no choice because that's your hold speeds, basically.
So your whole speed of that is only 7 knots. So you take in everything, which is good. And because I'm not in a rush to get the job done, this is going to be methodical. And we can't take a chance on bad weather because I'm going to be towing the Zodiacs.
So we got 2 batteries. I'm going to take one down to the boat.
That's today too.
I'll take one down to the boat.
These are golf batteries.
If he's finished with that.
And
So we're going to put it on the boat, change it to batteries. See Joe's still out there sailing.
He actually sailed right in past me when I put my head down.
We'll take off. So we got to get at this battery. He's underneath here. Put that in the shooter. Put that in there. Find a wrench that works. And take it all apart. That's it, that guy there. And bigger. Probably that guy right there. Bingo. He's a winner.
That's brand new battery, so we're going to take that and put it on the Zodiac.
I'll get that nut in a second.
But anyway, we went through that whole process.
That nut in a second. I'm going to go for the starter motor for the Zodiac, the big Zodiac. He was the house battery, but he's brand new, and then I'll put this one in now for the house battery. I'm probably going to have to get bigger ones because I don't think it's going to fit over that. We got the battery in, and you can see it's got not very much power.
Right.
So we'll get the chargers in the truck, come back and plug it in. We got the charger, come back, plug it in. Take that battery up, put it in the truck at the.
So now I got that in the wheelbarrow. And I put that in the truck with the other battery. Now, 2 of those batteries are for the Zodiac. For the big red Zodiac. I'm going to replace those batteries. And then the big red one, it turns out that's a 6-volt. Oops. And so...
There we go. 6.4 amps. Low. Very low.
No, wrong battery. Oops. And so extra $44 was 500 and whatever it was. 560 or something altogether when I finally paid for it because I went back and had to exchange it for those 2 batteries. They're still sitting in my truck because that was 4 o'clock this afternoon. I had to get, they're dirty, eh? Dust. It keeps it in the back room. Whatever. They're brand new, obviously, with the bill of sales there. And so that's in the back of my truck just 2 hours ago. I took that picture to get the voltage. There's a big difference in the voltage. Now, the problem was that I was going to keep the 2 batteries once I realized my mistake. That's a doozy of a mistake, mind you. Let me see, where am I? Yeah, here. See, those batteries are different than the last total. We'll go back and show you in a second. But they're 230 amps each. They're golf cart batteries. Now I can keep them and run them parallel, negative to positive for another $40 worth of real cables. But then I also got to, not only $40 more, but I also got to spend at least close to $400 for a proper charger that can keep up with what I'm doing. And I don't have that kind of money. And so I elected to go back and, because we never raised no money, even though I burnt so much money yesterday, and Elaine and a couple more people donated a few days ago was $350. And then somebody had to promise me they were going to send me $400. And so if that shows out as $750, that'll pay for this pickup because we got to have it. Now, it takes 6 days for money to show up in my account when people donate it, or 5 days if I'm lucky to get in my bank account from the time you donate. And yesterday we got a whole bunch of equipment that was necessary to make this possible. And we only got the basics. We never got anything extravagant. This is not as... Now, these are 12 volts each, right? Instead of the 6 volt, like the other ones. Where were you two? It's not them. Right, because these don't have handles on them, right? And so the idea was to use it as a power source from the Zodiac with the inverter and the generator on the Zodiac. Right, so the Zodiac, it has an inverter on it. Them batteries going to be switched out because they're old. They're from the old expedition. We used them hard, eh? The batteries, they were used to charge, run everything. They were running all night long, 24 hours a day. Those batteries were in hard use. We can't take a chance on them. And so there's lots of little odds and ends and expensive stuff that I need, but I won't be getting, I'm sure, because I got to raise the money and I'm just sick of asking people. I just want to go. And once we collect some money along the way, people start donating again, I'll get the other $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stuff that I need. I'm just we got to get up to the top of the coastline. We got to get all the way up to Alaska, and that's going to take me a month. So if I leave at the end of this month, I'll be there at the end of April or the first couple of weeks of May, most likely. And it's a long haul when you're sailing and your hull speed's only 7 knots, right? And then you got to tow this one. Well, you know, it's difficult. So let's go down with the story. But what I'm trying to say to everybody is we got to start raising money. And I'm going to have to push really hard if I don't raise money. And I'm at this all day from daylight to dark, like literally. And then I want to do a show each night on top of that before I go. So I got a lot of that out there in case I don't come back, in case they kill me or something. And I know they're gone crazy on me. They closed down my 22,000 subscribers. And I went after Google a couple of times now in the last few days to see if I can persuade them to let me use my site. They can't disable my site like that. That's just... I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm not the bad person. I don't hide away from anybody. I'm completely open. I provide the documentation as I talk. Nobody else, like I go through the work so that nobody can doubt what I'm saying. Nobody can, there's no cracks in my narrative. It's just incredible perseverance just to get to this stage. And the stuff that I'm buying, if you go back and watch yesterday's first half an hour, I'll show you a whole bunch of stuff I bought. And stuff I bought today I was waiting till we knew we were leaving before I buy it, hoping that I'd get a good deal. I'm going around to every shop looking for the deal before I buy stuff. And so you're burning $100 worth of gas, I would imagine now every few days until you get what you need. We got the ice maker, we got the generator, we got all kinds of the gear we gathered up over the last couple of years. And then what I should be doing is spending $1,000 tomorrow. I should be buying 2 of those 6-volt batteries, those big deep cycle 6, and run them parallel. The cables are $40, and then I should be spending $400 on a real charger that can keep up with what I'm doing all day, each day. But we can't. So we got to make do with the 12 volters, and that's fine. And you know what I mean? Like because I'm going for 7 months on the ocean. I'm sure of it. It'll be 7 months before I make it back. And it'll be danger the entire time. It'll be insanity the entire time. I'll be vilified and attacked relentlessly. We're going to have to spend $1,000 to get the wireless 4G internet, 20 gigabytes to kick off with, and a year plan, like a 12-month plan, which gives me unlimited, but not high speed, but unlimited. So if I'm in port, I can take my time and upload the videos, no matter how big they are. It's unlimited data. It's from a 4G device. And we'll get to that maybe tomorrow or something. But let's jump into the story. First, let's come over and say hi to everybody, because yesterday was such a frig. Hi, everybody. Where's everybody? There we be. Stephen Hawkins died today. I see every goblin out there come out and got thousands of views. And joint is Joe. Hi, Joe. Which is a different Joe than the Joe I showed you earlier. And this particular Joe suffers from rocky flat radioactive fallout and suffers from gigantism and has numerous illnesses and diseases and tumors and cancers and just incredible amount. Like, he doesn't get a normal day no matter what since he was young because of rocky flats, radioactive fallout. I mean, he's living proof. Hi, everybody. Alex, Nye, and Elaine, of course. Thank you, Elaine. I'm glad you showed up. And, you know, you guys were supposed to be here last night. And that. Hi, Lynn. Thank you. Hi, Nye. Hi, everybody. I better look over here. Look at the blue ghost. Desperate to smear me. Desperate to drive you away. Hi, Thomas. Hi, everybody. Hi, Wooly. Bling. George. Thank you, George. Like, everything helps. $10 helps, folks. Everything helps at this stage. We're burning money. Strontium Milk is a blogger. For anybody who's not familiar, check him out, please. And Organic Slant is out there going to bat for me. Thank you. And please check Organic Slant out. You'll find a link on my front page. I'm sure I've seen it there just now. Hi, everybody. And Robert, before we jump into it, yeah, I'm getting the hang of it, all right. I don't stop. I'm going to get the hang of it soon because I'm going to be on it 24 hours a day, so I better get the hang of something. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. See, Ghost, Elaine let you hang out. Elaine was friendly to you. Elaine was cordial. It does it with all you trolls out there. And then you step out of line for, like, you come in and try to simulate yourself. Like, Elaine will tell you that, like, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people have done this same routine to her and to the people in the chat room. And it's just, why can't you be civil? Why can't you be reasonable? Why do you got to hide away? Why do you got to use such malicious names? Why you got to pretend you're a human when everybody in your personal life tells you you're a scumbag? So 33 thumbs up when the stream was over. You can see still processing. Versus my other site with 22,000 subscribers, I do a lot better than that. It's heartbreaking what you got done to me. I'm not the bad guy. I got to help them at the same time as I'm helping myself to survive. So 48 minutes after, I had 140 views. That's so pathetic. A day ago, 270 views on the other video. 357 after 2 days. These are unheard of numbers for me. This is such a coward thing to do to me, to try to silence me, so I had to start up another site so they couldn't get away with it. But the chicken necks are, look at this one here. Just an off story before we get rolling here. They're pushed to make human-chimps hybrids. So psychologist David Barash proposes that society should sanction the making of human-chimp hybrids. He referred to this new creature as a humanees and says that making it would be a terrific idea. His main argument for pursuing the creation of a human-chimp hybrid is based on the belief that humans have an unwarranted belief. It's based on that he believes that humans have an unwarranted belief that we are special creatures. Well, we are. We speak languages. We make computers. We got him a job teaching other children, and they get wages. That doesn't happen in any other species on the 8 million species on the planet. There was a great observation I noticed in the comments section. I can't attribute. Maybe I can, though. Pretty good at stuff sometimes. Let me see if I can come up with the name of. Oh, damn it. I can't figure it. Ooh, burp, burp. Hang on. Oh, crap. Hi, everybody. I clicked the wrong one that time. I lost my way. Hang on 1 second before I say. I was looking because somebody left a comment there. That how many bags were being picked up a day? I can't see it. That freaking mouse I got for that computer is atrocious. I gotta throw it in the garbage, so I'm forced to get another one. But anyway, there was 400, so 30 million, right? Divided by 7 days or 7 years is 4.2 million bags a year, and then it's 11,000 bags, 11,700 bags a day. And then it's 489 bags an hour. So the 489 one-ton bags an hour. Well, Dana, you got to give us visuals, Dana. Visuals, Dana. Hang on. So 489 bags a day. Hour, I'm sorry. 11,000 bags like that a day are picked up, allegedly, in the last 7 years. Not from these places. Tsunami, that's different pictures. Sorry, my apologies. But this is from communities where they're trying to trick people into going back. Do you get it yet? What they're actually doing to you? So when you look at the reactor, and then you see people inside fake and being in the buildings that don't even exist, and then they show you these beautiful pictures of the reactors, like, whoa. The fuel pool, by the way, the fuel pool is at the very top of the building. That's not the proper one. I don't think that one is either. I got one here somewhere that'll work for us. Yeah, that one there, that's a proper boiling water reactor. Here's a better one. So you can see where the fuel pools are. So there, that's the fuel pool looks like. There's several of them at the top of the building, same as the reactor. And look for reactor 4, because this one's about reactor 4. And so this is what is left of reactor 4. It's limbed. So there's no way these pools exist. Enable live chat. You see it up in the corner just to make sure this time. Boost demand for Fukushima food products through new channels. The Yomi Yuri Shimbu. Yomi Yuri. Okay. So the crazies are complaining because people don't want to eat food where all the bags are. Bags are still right there, right? Bags are right there. Okay? And they're growing food right by it. So in many cases, opposition from only a few people has halted a major flow of goods. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Surely the hell they can't be talking about us. Well, then again, we're the only people out there doing this, aren't we? Why would you grow food there? When people don't even live there, when they're ghost towns, why grow food in ghost towns? Why do that? How'd you get that sick? How can more markets be found for Fukushima Prefecture's agricultural and fishery products that have been properly confirmed as safe to eat? Hang on. Just to make sure I bring in the numbers here. It's a long day after all. It's a long show after all. Hang on. We'll get it. We got it. There you go. So they're checking for cesium, they claim, and the stuff they find is below the acceptable limit, but they're not checking for curia. There ain't no limits there that you want to have in your... You do not want to have that in your diet a single time. Because all the dogs that had it in their diets turned out really bad. They died. So before we get into that one, let me show you that. See, the reason you don't want to eat it, besides the fact people like him exist, Dr. Raymond Gilmedy from Loveless Respiratory Research Institute in New Mexico had done a study where he said the toxicity in inhaled plutonium dioxide in big old dogs. So they got 144 dogs and they're like, suck it up. Yeah? And so when the dogs all died, which was in tumors of the lungs, skeleton, and liver, occurred beginning about 3 years after exposure. But yet you go to the hospital, you let them give you that stuff, and then you're surprised when you die. Liver tumors were found in 20 dogs, but lung tumors in 46 dogs, and bone tumors in 93 dogs, and they all died. These findings in dogs suggest a similar dose-related biological effects could be expected in humans accidentally exposed to 238, which is just one of the many isotopes. And so every time for every country, they've never cured an animal. Every animal died a vicious, unbelievable death of tumors. Every animal, and every study died. So why would you, like, Gilmedy's the definition of that, isn't he? Is he not? And so then when you look at all these other isotopes, you didn't even bother checking it for it. And curium is worse than the plutonium-238 that they were talking about. This is way worse. It's curium. There's more of this than all the other isotopes combined. So you have all the daughters of iodine they didn't check for, all the daughters of xenon they didn't check for, all the daughters of krypton they didn't check for, all the daughters of uranium they didn't check for, plutonium or americium or neptunium or the cesium and all their daughters. Or for every cesium-137, there's 100 times more strontium-90, for instance. Do you get how this works? This is scary shit. Hurting by these products' growing popularity overseas and increases in their sales online, harm caused by groundless fear related to the 2011 Fukushima nuclear accident should be eliminated as quickly as possible. So what they're trying to say to you, let me break that down for you. They're saying that the reactors didn't melt down and they didn't pick up 489 bags an hour. Every hour, 365 days a year for 7 years, okay? No, I'm not making it up. That's what they're saying. They're saying the reactors didn't melt down, and it's just fear-mongering that these bags don't exist. Okay, so get that picture out of your mind because that does not exist. Okay? And so when Al Jazeera come out and said 30 million one-ton bags, that doesn't exist. The reactors never melted down and didn't blow up. Look at them. They're perfectly fine. When you go inside of them, you don't die. It looks like that. Dana, you're funny, Dana. So these bags are not real. And the water doesn't run downhill either, right? You should be running downhill with a mob behind you trying to lynch you. In fiscal 2017, exports of farm products grown in Fukushima Prefecture topped 170 tons. Wait, what? This already exceeds the past record volumes exported in 2010. So the previous pre-Fukushima, they just surpassed it from their marketing from public relation firms because they become more ruthless. They're more ruthless. Ignore the bags, just grow food there where nobody lives, and then complain because nobody wants to eat it in other countries. And you're going to tell me this is not evil? Why do you think they didn't put their name on the articles like this for it? Because they're proud of what they've done? No. Because they're ashamed of what they've done. Meticulous sales strategy. Strategy. Does that look like Harvard University students to you or Simon Fraser University students to you? A meticulous sales strategy in which the price of these peaches were reduced by half or more by switching from air shipment to ships with special refrigerated containers had yield positive result to the victims that ate it. This is unbelievable. How is that even possible that we're having that conversation that they were doing it all along? And and even the media is like, we gotta stop people from telling people. Exports of Tenno Subu, a brand of rice grown in Fukushima, have already started to Britain. So shut your pie holes. We're gonna murder everybody because we make $1? Or because you just, this is not about money, this is about evil. This is about villains. This is good versus evil. This is biblical, what we're looking at. Efforts by an agricultural cooperative association promote sales of this rice have apparently found success. Yay! We can kill everybody. It's bad enough that your body's already being attacked, but you're ingesting it. Man-made ionizing radioactivity. See, they put it in the 1-ton bags to shut you up. Well, we're doing something. We're picking up $489 an hour. Recovery of these exports sends a strong message to the markets in Japan, and overseas. Such sales know-how should be used for other products in other regions because there's 14 prefectures nobody want to buy product from. It's not just Fukushima, right? They show you these Photoshop of the homeless, the destitute, the victims. They're dead by now because there's only remote control gets that close, or it's Photoshop. And this is what they claim it looks like on the inside. There's not a single media willing to come out and say that it's not true. Now, we know, because we have the documentation of the buildings. No maybes about this conversation. We have incredible, unbelievable amount of documentation, period. You see the before and after, before, above, and after, below. Yeah, okay. In July 2017, the Fukushima Prefecture government, there's no functional government there, launched an online store selling products grown in the prefecture. If you got any pro-nuclear, buy that shit and start feeding it to them. Sales reach 1.4 billion yen, more than double the initial target. Orders for rice came pouring in from Tokyo and surrounding prefectures because that's the university was propping up the industry. They were buying it and dumping it in Tokyo Bay at night. Nobody's going to eat it. Nobody's stupid enough to eat it in Japan. They ship it to other countries. That's what this video is about. They're complaining because other countries don't want their garbage. Well, it's not garbage. It's murder. It's mass murder. It's disgusting. It's despicable. It's reprehensible. I lost faith in the police departments because they won't hold them accountable. They won't even mention it. They won't even investigate it. If the number of people who like Fukushima products increase through these mail orders, harmful misconceptions about these items will be more quickly brought under control, and more retail stores will put these products on their shelves. So they need some success to pretend that they didn't pick up the bags. So they're calling it harmful rumors, but why don't you show a picture and call that a harmful rumor? Because they can't do that, obviously. See? These are harmful rumors. I can see Japan's media now, the laughing stock of the planet. The internet would tear you apart in a heartbeat. And you put it out in a paragraph with no pictures, and that's what they've done, because they can't find a picture. Harmful rumors the buildings blew up. Harmful rumors that there's bags everywhere. If the picture's not enough for you. If the picture's not enough for you, then you're literally stupidest person around. There are expectations such a virtuous cycle could become established and promote correct understanding. Well, promote correct understanding by showing the documentation. Like, how could you not know that exists? Like, there's your fields, and look, you see those tarps? That's the same bags. You got greenhouses there, you clean out the fields so you can grow food in a place where you got to wear paper suits to pretend that you're safe. Paper suits can't protect you from gamma shine, X-rays, and neutron bursts. These are deadly doses, but you die later. In many cases, opposition from only a few people has halted a major flow of goods. I don't want to brag or nothing, but I'm kind of thinking they're talking about us. See, it's destroyed. It doesn't look like that. So why did you come out and tell everybody it looks like that instead of what it looks like? Why did you come out and tell everybody it was fine when it was loaded with bags? Why are you whining and sniveling for a living? Why are you a murderer for a living? 11 Japanese restaurants in Thailand that had stocked the fish canceled their orders soon afterward. Well, we went after them with a stick, didn't we? We picked up a big stick and we brought it to them, yeah? We brought it to them. Hang on, I gotta bring in some more pictures here. I'm having too much fun. Too much fun in my hands. We're right on schedule. Oh yeah, on schedule. Right on schedule around here. Let's hope that don't screw up when I import it. See, my computer doesn't even, not my computer, but my system doesn't even freeze. See that? Wow. It's hard to believe what I just done had no retraction from it. So why would you want to eat fish or fruit? By the way, they're importing in Thailand what they're talking about. Since 2015, they've been shipping in peaches and rice. Even though nobody lives in these prefectures, because they're not stupid, they're growing it there because the government is paying for it. Levels of radioactive cesium in fishery products from the Fukushima Prefecture fell below the government set safety standards in 2015, but the government is corrupt and despicable as imaginable. And cesium is not the only isotope. Murderer, scum, loser, demon, goblin, rejects. You're not checking for any of them murdered daughters. And if you found cesium, not that if you found cesium, but whatever discontaminated, all discontaminated with other stuff too. See? The following month, the Thai government lifted its import restrictions on product from Fukushima. Yeah, just because the corrupt people don't mean that that's acceptable. Does it? Just because a criminal gets away with a crime, does that make it okay now? Everybody should commit the same crimes? These are rice fields. They're picking up radiation, leaving the bags in the water and growing rice alongside them and complaining because you're complaining about it. The latest development underlines the difficulty in ensuring consumers feel confidence in the safety of their food. How can I feel confidence in the safety of my food when your fucking country looks like that, you disgusting parasite? Look at it. 30 million one-ton bags. And I know there's people out there saying I photoshopped all these bags and all these pictures. Trust me, I did. Go ahead and look it up yourself. Go to the source of the pictures. I didn't Photoshop them. Why would I want to do something like that? Why bother when I got so much else to beat the shit out of you with? You abandon your communities. You victimize the most vulnerable of your society, the children, by keeping them there and putting them in radiated areas and putting up fake numbers where you're picking up, like you're talking 28 million becquerels and you're not even showing just a few. Like, seriously? How can people like you even exist? The standards for putting it in the bag, I can assure you, are a lot higher than that number right there. You done that to trick the children and the parents. 50 million bags and you didn't find any radiation. Wow. While you're picking up 30 million one-ton bags. You didn't find anything in the other bags that you were grown in the same place. And you think you're not a goblin. Is that why you didn't put your name on the article? But you're making the connotation now that you got to silence me because I'm the only one, period, on the planet, able to persuade countries not to take your product. Because I showed the documentation and let them make up their own fucking minds. 27 nations and territories have restricted the imports of product from the Fukushima Prefecture. China, Hong Kong, and South Korea, which all previously imported large volumes from Japan and have especially tight restrictions in place. Not true. If you import anything from Japan, the people who eat it could die 4, 5, 6 years down the road from a single. They can have leukemia tomorrow if you eat food from right here. Not could, you will. Because your white blood cell counts go through the ceiling to fight the radiation sequestered in your muscles, your organs, and your bones. The government should accelerate negotiations to have these restrictions lifted. Think about those words. The government should accelerate negotiations to have the restrictions. Look what you got done to the children. You got children in the most radiated communities. The children have to drive by that all day long to get to school. And you are so disgusting. Domestically, too, some consumers and retail stores steer clear domestically, which is locally in Japan. Not just everybody else, is also in Japan. Yeah. Like, there are idiots that go to Fukushima for sure. Look, there's one right there. Right? Dummy. An actual dummy. But he'll pay a vicious price for standing there. He'll pay a vicious price down the road for putting himself in that position. According to the Consumer Affairs Agency surveys conducted in January, 18% of the respondents said they do not buy any food products from Japan. 18%. Yeah, I can assure you it's 90% or more. Nobody's going to buy it unless they're deceived and manipulated. Like, you're so gross people to do this to these children and everybody else. Not only that, but you're going to ship food in the countries where people don't know any better. Like, I can't say strongly enough what justice should be for you. The whole industry is desperate to silence me because there's nobody else out there whacking into them. See, I don't have conjectures. I don't make stuff up and provide the documents as I'm talking because I've been vilified so much that if I don't provide the documentation as I'm talking, the mass murder machine will say, whoa, Dana said that he didn't have any proof. He didn't show it to you. How come? Huh? Because he's hiding something. Otherwise, he would have showed it to you like he does with everything else. I've seen him over and over and over and over and over do that to me. In the comment sections, throughout the internet, and certainly on YouTube, where they upload my videos and then control the narrative below it. It's disgusting. And there's no one there to defend me. A separate Consumers Affairs Agency surveys reveal that 36% of the respondents didn't know that these checks were conducted. The situation cannot be left unaddressed, they say. Well, look, you got the death of the Pacific Ocean. Go back and watch the beginning of the video. Go watch yesterday's show. Go watch the 4-hour video on this site here that I done on March 11th. Everything is dying, starving, and emaciated. There may be some retail stores and other shops outside Fukushima Prefecture hesitate to display products from the prefecture just to prevent the off chance that customers might express concern. So if you see Japanese food, say, I'm not going to shop here unless you get it out of your shop. Get your cousins to go do it. Get your nephews to go do it. Get your relatives to go do the same thing to the shop. Get your friends to do it. And then the shop will stop carrying their product. And more people in your community will live longer. And you won't accidentally end up eating it by going to your friends or your family houses that way. We can't pretend this is not happening. They can come out and with that salacious headline and pretend that this is not an issue. These are harmful rumors, and these are not based upon facts when they are based 100% upon facts. It is vital that the government's tenacious ensures that more people gain a correct understanding of these products based upon scientific data. Scientific data. Yeah, like Gilmetti's study. The 144 beagle dogs is a prime example. Tumors of the lungs, the skeleton, the liver occurred beginning about 3 years after exposure. Bone tumors in 93 dogs were the most common cause of death. Death. Do you really think that eating the food grown here or pollinated in that area is somehow magically going to have a different outcome? Really? That's interesting. Tell that to your shrink on your next visit, you disgusting parasite. See, I deal only in facts. I deal only, and I come out in the desperate hope that I can educate a percentage of the population so more of us can survive this disgusting attack upon our future. And so the Japan News published it up at their site. No pictures. We can't put pictures like there and call it a harmful rumor at the same time, Dana. 7 years after, gas station, a beacon of hope. For the deserted Fukushima town, a beacon of hope, eh? You're going to start using self-driving buses there. I got the headlines. We'll get to it at some point in the future, I'm sure. Well, not really, because we're going back out on the ocean soon. But like places deserted, like you can't pick these bags up. They're pollinating now radioactive everything. Everything is radioactive in these areas. Period. Just breathing it is a lethal dose down the road. The gas station here that opened more than a century ago has proven to be a vital lifeline for construction projects that could eventually revive the deserted town. It was forced to close because of the nuclear accident. It only reopened last June after being given a special permission to operate along the route. So the headline is gas station, a beacon of hope. But it was given special permission because they had workers there that needed gas. But the media got to put out a salacious headline saying, gas station, a beacon of hope for the deserted Fukushima town. They don't put a name there. They put the name of the new media there. They don't put the author's name there on these nuclear stories. If it's Trump, they got their name all over it and contributing this and contributors that. Desperate to get some. It only reopened in June after getting a special permission on an interim storage facility. That's where they put the bags. Do you get what they're trying to do with that vicious, manipulative headline? 7 years after, gas station is a beacon of hope. Because it's fueling these trucks and cranes and everything. It's in a no-entry zone that is designated by the central government. Right? They got all these fragmentations of the government. They're all goblins, by the way. As a difficult-to-return zone for residents due to high radiation levels. Beacon of hope for the deserted Fukushima town. See, you get what they're doing? They don't put their name there. This is a disease with the editors at your newspapers. Your editors at your newspaper are disgusting parasites. It was forced to close because of the nuclear accident. It only opened after getting a special permit. What more do we want? Due to high radiation levels. Its current sales are only 1/3 of the pre-disaster level, and there's no demand for heat and oil, where all the residents are still living as evacuees. You know why they're living? They're still living. They're not eating the food there, even though you're growing it there. You disgusting parasites. Selling and delivering fuel to construction sites account for 80% of their sales. It stays open even after dark, so truck drivers and construction workers can refuel their vehicle. Because they need fuel, man. They're picking up 489 bags, 1-ton bags, an hour. So 489 1-ton pickup trucks an hour. And so 60 into 489. Everybody's there, already got the numbers. Hang on. Is that the number we're going to use, 489? divided by 60. 60 minutes in an hour. So they're picking up 8.5 transport or 1-ton trucks a minute, 16 tons a minute. So they can trick people into going back. 16 tons a minute, 16 of them bags a minute are picked up for 7 years straight, every minute, 1,440 minutes in a day. Yeah, 1,440 in a day. Most of them work while separated from their families. We local people also need to do our best. You're not even supposed to be there. TEPCO State told to pay 311 evacuees are left on their own. They were right by Tokyo. Right? And it was contaminated. It's not just all the abandoned communities. They ran away and left their pets behind, left their elderly in the hospitals, left their banks full of money, left their liquor stores full of liquor, their brand new car lots full of cars. They left their motorcycle lots full of brand new motorcycles. They left their malls full of merchandise. They left their Plinko shops full of Plinko and money. They left away and left the pharmaceutical, the drugstores, everything fully intact and just exit stage left. Apart from Fukushima, the plaintiffs were from Miyagi, Birati, Tochigi, and the Chiba prefectures. But there was also, which is right, the criteria for extra payment are distance from the plant. But Tokyo was highly radiated. We've covered video after video. And family members require medical attention due to the exposure to radiation, as if they're ever going to admit, so they don't have to pay a nickel there for that one, because they'll never admit somebody got illnesses from the exposure to the radiation, even though they're picking up 30 million 1-ton bags. No, it's okay. By the way, that's only the homeless working there. Among the plaintiffs who were awarded additional compensation were from the Chiba Prefecture, just east of Tokyo, 240 kilometers from Fukushima. Well, they're on the edge of Tokyo. We're giving money because even Tokyo was wrecked, folks. After 3 years of taint-free rice, see all the headlines where they're trying. They paid for the rice, they're paying for that. 50 million bags they claimed. They never found a single isotope in the exact same spot where they had to pick up 8 bags a minute. 11,000 bags a day. Can't find it, though. Would you play ball in Fukushima? No. If that was my kid and I found out you put my kid there, I'd kick the shit out of you. Fukushima looks to Dr. Saki to beat the stigma, so people don't want the rice because they're not stupid. So therefore, they got the rice dirt cheap and made sake out of it. Even more hideous, they're growing peaches there, and they got Boris Johnson to drink it. See, this is a desperation. Oh, he swigs a can of peach juice from Fukushima. So what? Well, it was radiated then, and now it's okay. What, because Boris drank something that somebody came from Japan, gave him a bunch of cash, and said, don't worry, it's not from Fukushima, not even from Japan. There's nothing in it. It's empty. Just go ahead and pretend you're drinking. China proposes talks aimed at easing Fukushima-linked food import ban. This was actually false. They didn't do that. They were making up headlines to try to, at the same time as all this stuff was coming out. Why they were claiming farmers looking for an authoritative way to shed the nuclear stigma. Well, try growing somewhere else in Japan besides where there's 30 million 1-ton bags. I don't know. You might say that. That's pretty rude, Dana. No, well, I'm just trying to be reasonable. Student hold robot skills to decommission the Fukushima plant. Think about those words. They even put their name on it. No shame at all. Well, the students will get to it at some point in the future. Damn it. Dana? Yeah, but see, Chernobyl happened. How come you haven't got a robot when you killed all those people? Remember, you went and kidnapped people off the streets. You have people claiming they're drinking the fuel from the pool, the water from the decommission. This is 2 sieverts an hour. Well, you don't have to stay there an hour to get the 2 sievert dose. You just walk past it, you got the dose. This is how they confuse you, manipulate you. When you get the 2 sieverts, you don't have to be there for an hour to get 2 sieverts. Fukushima to scale down radiation test. They're going to scale down the test. Why? to trick you and manipulate you because they want to sell you the food so you will forget about it. 7 years later, they want you to pretend it didn't happen. 7 years later, EU eases curve. So the EU, a handful of people, just freaked over everybody in the EU. Meanwhile, in NAMI, there's one full sewer in the children. Thyroids. This is unbelievable. 3 is a lethal dose down the road. See, they lie to you. They say, oh, it takes a month to die. No. TEPCO made Fukushima plant into a machine for generating radioactive water. But you got to realize the chain reaction is still spewing out into the atmosphere and the ocean. At some point, the future generations will have to go to war. We can't just pretend it's not happening. So a single liter of water from these tanks, a liter, is a lethal dose. You drink the liter, you're definitely going to die that day, period. So then you have high-priced Fukushima ice wall near its completion. They allegedly had 260,000 people worked on creating the wall. 260,000 people. So they would have made $1,100 or so each. That's the number they would have made. But that would have meant that they didn't build the wall. Because the money they had located, which was including labor and material, it would have made $1,100 each if you bought no material. This is meant to trick you and deceive you, manipulate you. That's all. And that's all tonight, too. That's the end of the show, I guess. We're back to that guy. We'll pick up the pieces tomorrow night, eh? That's where we'll start tomorrow night. Because I still got like 300 of these I haven't got to yet. And I keep shifting up to the front. But we keep getting all of these breaking stories show up. I know, I'll get to it. These are important headlines. By the way, Top Gear just went down and went through Fukushima. So we'll try to cover those headlines tomorrow night before we touch tomorrow's breaking news. And so much evil going on in Japan. I can't keep up with anything. And so I'm just doing the best I can each day. And then I'm going to be heading out on the ocean on the expeditions. We're going to go out and do the species counts, the insect counts, the mammals, the tidal zone counts. We're going to go and get the shit kicked out of us every day. Except this time, we're going to be a lot smarter about it. And this time, there's a lot more going on. This time, we're knowledgeable. This time, we're going to go into the communities. This time, I'm going to hesitate to say it's our last time because I don't know what the future brings. If we should go back out, we will. We'll have the gear to do it. But this trip now is expected between 5 and 7 months. Could be longer, could be shorter. Depends if I run out of steam. I won't run out of steam, I know that. So we got to go. We got to do the entire coast this time again, because we know it's an extinction event. We went out. These are authentic pictures. And so I've done the entire coastline, and we're going to have to do it again. This a couple of years has gone by. We need to go and repeat the experiment. We need to raise money desperately at this stage. I'm burning through the money to get the equipment that I can afford to get, and then get the practice in so I'm not last second. We got the motor in the shop. We don't know what that's going to be. And, I can't burn any more money. I got to hang on to whatever money I got now to get the motor out of the shop and do the odds and ends, the little things I got to get done. But we got most of the big ticket items just like that since yesterday and today. The batteries were a big deal, trust me, because you got to have the batteries. We put 3 already on the other boat, and today we got the other 2. And we got the deep cycle. There are different batteries in the automotive starting batteries. These are meant, and so we're going to run a generator on those batteries. And on this boat is a 3,000. It peaks actually at like 6,000 watts inverter, and so we can charge all the batteries and all the equipment off of this one, which will be tied up to the sailboat. We talked about that yesterday, and you might want to catch the beginning of the video. If you didn't catch that stuff, there was a lot going on yesterday. So that brings us back to now, tonight, to where we are at this moment. Today is Thursday. So hugs for everybody. Once again, my apologies for not having a chat room last night. Chat room is as important to me too. Chat room is very important to me. So thank you, Lane. Links are below the video if you don't catch it there at the same time. Hugs for everybody. Thank you, everybody. I'll come in and read everybody's final comments after. And you can see that the comment section for me goes back to, I'll zip up to the top. There's about half the comments tonight, maybe. I'll get access to and now each comment, one at the top, will disappear, right? And all I can do is say thank you, hugs everybody that got us this far. And anybody that can, please donate. This is the real deal. There's no maybes about it. We'll get the kinks out of it. We'll head back out on the ocean somewhere in the next couple of weeks. And we'll come back when it's all said and done. We need $1,000 for the internet side of things. We got to buy a 4G setup. Or not, I don't know. But if I don't get the wireless set up, then that means I got to go into ports and find an internet connection, upload any videos. And this is ludicrous. I'm going for 7 months. For $1,000, I can get unlimited. Not always high speed, but I can compensate the high speed by buying high speed cards. So when I want to go high speed, I can still go high speed. And it's a lot of money, I know. Trust me. I need another $600, another $1,000 for the 2.6 volt. And the charger to go with that. These are very deep cycle because I'll be gone for 10, 12, 14, 16 days at a time. And everything I'm doing it on the low end because that's the best I could hope for. And there's too many other things on the plate at the same time, right? But who cares? Regardless, we're going to get there for sure. It's coming together, finally coming together. Hugs for everybody. Thank you, everybody. Once again, you got to keep the faith, okay? We got to go to battle. This is the way it works. We set the stage to win the battle. We got to go out and get the documentation to kickstart the planet in the fighting for its future. It's near future and it's far future. And we got to bring hope to the rest of the planet. The planet has to know that there's hope. And there's no good going to the media. They'll stab you to death. Freaking media will stab you to death. They won't slow it down. They're accelerating their lies. They're trying to import food in the countries that don't even know what's going on, to people that never even heard of Fukushima, because they're vulnerable. That's why they're doing it to those people. It's horrifying. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better world awaiting us. And the path we're taking is not a way forward, okay? So somebody has to fight. It's our calling, obviously, because we're the ones doing it. Hugs for everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow night for the Friday stream, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, British Columbia, Canada time, right here at the Nuclear Proctologist on YouTube. Hugs for everybody.